is, in my opinion, one of the better defensive coordinators probably in college football. You know, I don't know where he ranks on that deal, but I know that there are famous guys like, I think Brett Venables that gets a lot of publicity. I mean, I turned Clemson on the first week they were playing John Haycock's defense. So, you know, I think he's a pretty good coach. He certainly threw some things at us that we didn't expect, that we hadn't anticipated or prepared for. And that's the hidden value of a guy like Nate. You know, Nate's able to get us in and out of some plays, to deal with some looks that were a little bit different, handle some different pressure looks, make some adjustments. You know, the last pass to Reganey, we missed the throw, but actually that was not the call play. You can see in the very last seconds there, Stanley gives him an adjustment on the route, saw something in the coverage, and you know, it was there. We didn't make the play. But a guy like Nate, that's what you can't necessarily put into words what he does for you. He just is in total command out there.
Does winning a game in that environment, does that help you going forward, knowing a lot of hostile venues you're going to go in, or is that a myth?
Yeah, you know, we're playing a lot of big games, and what we talk to our football team about is, look, you can only handle whatever's in front of you, right? So they schedule these games, you play them one at a time. The best you can do every week is win. That's certainly the ultimate goal. But where we play, when we play, that's all out of our control, right? We've had 3 different kickoff times. We've had home games, away games. Now we've had delays. None of that is within your control. So you're just trying to do the best you can to handle each environment and each day as they come up. But I think they did a nice job the other night. You know, the one thing I know is it doesn't get easier. It's going to continue to get probably a little bit more difficult as it goes.
You have a freshman center who seems to have played really well his first couple of games. Is that something that you expected? Because he's a young player, he's got a lot on his plate, trying to
Sure.
And going up against a guy that's probably an NFL caliber player in Ray Lima.
Yeah, you know, I think Tyler's done a really pretty good job, and we talked about that. I know in the offseason, going back at least to August, I think I remember a question about him, and I think I said something to the effect of, you don't notice him very much, which I think is a really positive thing when you're talking about a first-year player at that position. And I would echo that right now, but I know this, he gives us some leadership up front. He pushes the tempo. Those are the things you want out of that position. But I think he's kind of a microcosm of where we are at offensively. You know, there's been some really good things, but there's a lot of things we have to clean up and improve on moving forward here. And he's the same way, and I think he'd tell you the same thing. But you know, you can't ask for more out of a guy as far as toughness and competitiveness and those types of things.
Coach, you were asked about the tight ends, and you were saying, you know, right now, the receivers are the thing that's standing out right now, especially the running backs too. How much though is part of this your vision when you took over offensive coordinator to include the wide receivers a lot more though too, trying to add more to the arsenal?
I don't think so. I think that stuff gets overplayed. I think that you know, you look at the best offensive football teams, they find a way to get their best players involved. That's ultimately the goal. And right now we feel like we have pretty good skill guys at the receiver position in the running back room. So we're trying to get those guys a little bit more involved, trying to play in personnel groups where we have as many of those guys on the field as possible. Do things to get the ball in their hands. You know, so that's what you're always trying to do. You're trying to live in a world where you're taking what the defense gives you to some extent, and while still trying to have your best players involved. You know, so if we're trying to run quarterback draws for the rest of the year, thinking that that's going to be our whole running game, I mean that's probably not very smart. But the other night that was available, so you're trying to take what they give you. And then I thought, you know, again, just going back to what they did, I thought they did a lot of really good things to take away some of the things we wanted to do.